Alright, talk to me, bro. How you feeling? How you feeling after watching the disaster that was the
Seen a
1-1 draw
disaster.
at home against 20?
I'm actually finished. No, it was the game was in our hand. It was so funny. If you see the goal be like players just sleep. And this is the problem with like when you have some players like now the goal they will blame Ericsson for the goal. Yes, it should be the one that they should blame, but it's actually Maguire that slid like a chicken and did not stop the ball. But uh, I have no problems with the performance. It could have been better, but it
So
was
I genuinely have a
dropping of the
problem
egg.
with I have a problem with managers who have good profiles, but the results don't entirely match the profiles they have. And I'll give you an example. When you look at, I mean, it's still early days, and although I doubt he'll last long, but Lopetegui doesn't seem to be doing any form of justice whatsoever to the kind of squad that he has, with the transfers that he got and everything. When you watch
Yeah.
them play, just like, yo, something is missing here. And I can't lie, bro. I feel the same way when I watch Manchester United sometimes. Like, I remember I said this on one of our earlier episodes. I said when he's not going Ten Hag's way or the way he had planned it, what's the team you guys played recently that you were scoring goals galore, left, right, and center? Everybody was just getting,
What was that?
feeling good.
Barnsley?
Was it Barnsley? Barnsley, yes. Was it 5-0 or 4-0 or something like that?
I think it was 6 or 7.
Nawa.
Yeah,
It was not 7.
7.
Barnsley. Wait, I watched that game. Why does it feel so
Yeah, I think it was
not
7.
memorable? I don't know. How can
Yeah,
you score
7,
7 goals
7.
and not be memorable? I don't know.
7
Anyways,
goals.
I guess it happens when your glory is faded. But
Same
my
as
point
they did.
being, I still don't think that Monsieur Ore Ten Hag is really that guy. I've seen a lot of people tweet and say stuff about Ruud van Nistelrooy waiting in the wings to take over if Ten Hag gets sacked. I mean, I feel like that's just sentiment of wanting a former club
Bro,
player or a fan favorite, a club favorite to
me, I'm tired.
because
I'm tired of
what's
that
his coaching
rubbish.
pedigree? What exactly
Me,
is his coaching pedigree?
so, no, he actually won I think he won the league with PSG. People were even surprised that he came to United as an assistant coach. Because, like, you win league, you can't do assistant coach. So, people were like, that
He won't
maybe,
set up.
do you get the setup? And then the truth is, he is the type of person that long term, the club can build with. However, he is not like the person that you're saying, okay, will come and take over from Ten Hag. He's just playing a part. Because interestingly, he did an interview and then he himself said it that it was Ten Hag that called him. Like, it was Ten
Oh,
Hag, yeah, it was Ten Hag that called him because Ten Hag actually, the previous guys that he was working with, also coaches from different places. This guy too was a coach now. What's his name? This guy that is now coaching Jamaica. What's that his name? Steve something. He coached Manchester United. He was assistant coach for Fergie too. McLaren. Yes,
all
McLaren.
right, yeah.
Yeah, he is now the one coaching in Jamaica. So
Ipswich.
no, in Jamaica, McKenna is the one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
In
yeah,
he was
yeah,
assistant coach to Oli.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
he's the
yeah.
one that went to Ipswich. So the Jamaican guy, also former coach. In fact, interesting stuff. M- McLaren was senior coach in 20 when Ten Hag was his assistant coach. And then they now swapped against Manchester United. So it's a thing that he does to get like experience in house so that it's normal that you want to get people that have a bit more experience so that they can balance your perspective. So and he's a good attacking drill coach. So it makes sense that he's the kind of person that you want in your back room. So I'm
Also, by the way,
positive about
I
him.
hope. I mean, I'm sure you won't see it. Of course, you won't see it because your own
Same, I
bias won't
hope
allow
you
you
will
to see
see
it.
it.
But I saw many comments. Oh my god, and I felt so justified because I said it on this podcast. I saw many comments about Ugarte And it's exactly
Ugarte.
what I predicted. Yes.
Nah.
A lot of fans had exactly what I mean, not a bad player or anything, just not what United need for that role.
No. Ugarte is exactly what we need.
It's
Because
exactly
like
what you need.
so like I've said this time and time again. We have a bias for possessional football. Like Arsenal fans, a lot of football fans this age, they want control in the you give somebody the ball, you play like Rodri, you play like Busquets type DM. But Ten Hag is not looking for that. Like for instance, look at this Ajax team. Did you know anybody that was doing controller in the midfield? No. They have people that eat ground and get tackles, give it to the people that will go forward. So he's not looking for. People think it's a misprofiling, but it's because they are hoping for a different profile from what the manager. Do you get like if a manager is saying that this is what I want, you are not saying, oh, what you need is somebody. You are not. You cannot tell a manager this is the kind of player he should want because of the style of play you want, and that's one reason why a lot of United fans are actually not happy with him. They want to play like Arsenal, play like City, but he's more on the Liverpool tangent than he is like on a possession, hold the ball, and then suffocate the opponent. He's not doing that. So basically, compared to last season, we've improved a lot in terms of holding possession, defending. There's even a graph I posted on Twitter that shows like beginning of the season versus this season. And obviously, there's more stability. For instance, all the games that Delete has played, minimal error. Maguire, they give him one Europa game. Just one Europa game. Just play well. Let them rest. You go cause. I was just sad. They rested Mino and played Eriksen. Eriksen go cause go. They played Casemiro. Casemiro go give Liverpool 2 goals. So there is the whole like players that are temporary, like not long-term solutions. When they come into the team, they mess up and then it affects the system, affects output. However, I'm very positive with what I've seen because we are creating more chances. We're not just scoring chances. Our gunman is not available. He's just coming back from injury. That's
Who is the gunman? Wait, which gunman?
Højlund, the guy that scored more goals than.
You don't have a gunman yet. Your gunman is Rashford, and he's just finding his gun. He's gone. He misplaced it.
No.
He's just finding
gunman
it.
As in
Højlund is a good striker. Don't call
person.
him a gunman.
No. The clinical
Højlund is
person
not
in the
clinical
team.
now.
Højlund is not clinical.
He's not clinical.
Okay, let it's not difficult to.
Gunman. See, there are
Calm down.
three striker gunmen in the Premier League. Just three.
No, don't tell me your own gunman. Every team has somebody that they expect the goals from. That is the gunman for the team. Don't try to quantify what a gunman is. And
fine. Even right now, I would even place. If I want to go by your definition, which I'm not restricting myself to. I'll place Rashford, Bruno, Garnacho before I call Højlund.
No, but you do know that Højlund was the highest goal scorer of the team last season. Like
how many goals did he play? How many matches did he play?
He scored 16 as striker. That's the only thing that he plays now.
Out of how many positions? That's the point now. Out of how many games? Sorry, 16 goals in how many games? In how many appearances?
16 goals in 38 games.
So how is that prolific? How is that clinical? And how is that being a gunman?
Where did you hear me say prolific?
Okay, you said clinical.
That's what I'm telling you now. I said
clinical
that the gunman of the team, not prolific.
Ore, your team does not have a gunman. See, a gunman is someone that is scoring lots of goals.
When somebody says a team has a gunman, yeah? And they say in this attack, this is the person that will get the goal. This is the person that is most likely to get the goal. Is because he has gotten the goal more than everybody else in the previous season. So when you say you are looking for gunman, 16 goals, that was the goals that he scored. It wasn't as scored most goals last season.
Let me redefine the term in my own way, right? Mm-hmm. The way I see it, the fact that every team has to have a main guy they're looking towards for
A
the
target
goals
man, basically,
does
that's
not
it.
make that person a gunman. In my opinion, it just means that that's the person that scores the goals for the team. And for Manchester United, you don't score that many goals. So the fact that Højlund got the most goals does not make the number of goals that he scored that much. Because in my opinion, you guys don't have a gunman. Even like in my opinion, I feel like there are only 3 striker gunmen in the Premier League, from judging from last season: Erling Haaland, Ollie Watkins, and Alexander Isak. Those are gunmen, killers in front of the goal. Like, when they get a chance, more often than not, is a goal. You don't need to give them many chances. Do you get?
Yes,
And for
but
me, in Manchester United, that is Rashford.
do you think there's any
If
team?
Rashford
Do you think there's
got
any
that
team that
goal that he
doesn't
scored,
have? No, Rashford is Rashford. However, do you think that there's any team that doesn't have a gunman, as in a 9? That typically your gunman is your 9, literally. Like everybody that
not
you've
all the
called.
time. That's what I'm saying. Not all the time.
And that's when, like now, that Rashford season when he
Who was the gunman of 2012 Bayern Munich? Was it Mario Gomez? No. It was Robben, it was Muller, and they were not the strikers.
I get
Do you get my point?
but for Manchester United, if you're looking, if you ask any Manchester United fan, who is the most, if you were to say, put this person in front of goal, who will you pick? They will pick Rasmus. Because Rasmus, and interestingly, Rasmus's conversion is actually very high. He takes quality shots. In fact, there was a time when he had, I think, 30 shots, or like 15 or something, and he scored 7 out of it. So he's a very picky guy with shots. So don't worry, you let him settle. It's just that this injury thing, I'm tired. I'm tired of players that will come, not get injured. Mount now, you have carry injury. He's coming back. The thing. I'm just praying that this guy doesn't carry injury. That's one that will do me the most. Lisandro. If Lisandro starts to do injury, we just hit reset and just start because Lenny Euro is coming back, Malaysia is coming back, but I need players to just stay. In fact, just stay. Like, catch reading. Why you go just the injure? Like it's the time.
Speaking about rhythm, I feel like a lot of people criticizing Arsenal right now, they don't understand. They've not taken account of the fact that we've not actually even shown our best foot yet. 2022-2023 season, we started off the season flying. Everybody was available. We're playing first 11 back-to-back games, back-to-back, and all of that, right? And then this season, imagine how can you start your season without your new signing that was meant to galvanize your midfield and bring that missing factor, which is Merino.
I know what you're feeling. I really know what you're feeling.
Yeah. But the difference is we're still getting the results we need. We're still getting back.
Yeah. Do you know the main problem about that thing is that you get reason why you sign the player. You get, so you can do plan B, but like you have the reason why you signed him, and when he hit the fan, the first thing you look at is this guy come back. Beginning of last season, Mount carry injury, Rasmus carry injury, Meno carry injury, Casemiro carry injury. God.
Lisandro carry injury.
Lisandro carry injury. Like 5 players in your XI carry injury. Where do you start from? That's why you see Evans was playing. People were not saying, Ten Hag doesn't have a system. I say, you are a drunkard. If you really know what this man is going through, he's playing Casemiro at CB. You are holding his leg. Are you not going to just pity him and say, oh boy, he's so far? Like, so, and people were not like, he should have been creative. Just play some youngsters. It's against people that are playing mature players. You want to play youngster. Look at when this last match, your derby. Everybody always says, play a youngster. Do you think Arteta would have carried Nwaneri, put him inside derby and say, Odegaard is down. Let's just give a youngster space. Nobody so that they give youngster space. You go first give youngster Carabao Cup. He will build momentum. But you don't go and carry youngster and go and put him in Premier League debut. And you say, I trust him, he's talented. That's why. You never see when person debut, he go bad. The player's heart go cut. You say, ah.
And the problem is that with that thing is that once you make that mistake, I mean, it can be, to be honest, it's high risk, high reward. If you put the player on that stage and they shine, you give them a confidence boost that, like, is a confidence boost that you just can't manufacture. But if you also
100%.
put them on that platform and then they
It
will
don't work.
to build them back up,
Yeah,
project.
me, I know. See Rashford now, debut against Arsenal, 2 goals. The boy just they fly. He got City, give them. But I know players too that they gave debut. There's one young boy, Whitley. They gave him debut. The boy no shine. Fernandez contact say, I told him that as he got on the pitch, I want to give him a go. The boy no score. They give him a chance. Next match, he no score. He has not scored 1 goal. He's back to under 21 now. They know they show him face again. Do you get? So all those things they happen, and everybody. And there's something I don't like about like modern assessment of players. People think that talent equals delivery. So, for instance, you just see football fan, player fans like Marshall FC, Nwaneri FC. That whole
Nwaneri
culture
season.
of like Nwaneri season. Everybody will start to say, the boy is good. They'll come and show picture of the boy raising ball, doing leg over. They will show training, he's dangerous. I'm like, you do realize that the average footballer can do some of these things, like these things in training that you see. Like everybody has their moments in training. However, he can have the talent but not deliver immediately because he is not yet at that level in the Premier League. Do you get? Like you can have the talent, but it doesn't mean that your first game you will score 5 goals. Do you get? Breakouts doesn't happen like that. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool, they have a lot of young talents, like really good players, but it doesn't mean that now you just go and look at Curtis Jones. When did Curtis Jones do his debut? But Curtis Jones is not yet as established, not because he doesn't have the talent, but there's competition. Do you get? Things are hot. You cannot just come.
Yeah.
And then a lot of fans don't have faith in their club. People want to win arguments. They don't want to say, okay, my club is going through a tough time right now, but I believe that they will push through it. They want to say, when the club is going through a tough time, they will hide. They'll say, let this cup just pass over me. Once the club win like this, they'll come outside and say, hey,
Come
that's
out.
what we are. I say, bro. Or is it the other extreme that people will say, they will always say, my club is the best thing. Then when things go south, they'll not say, don't worry, they will fix up. Then you come again, your club is the best thing. So they don't trust in the process. They don't actually trust the process. They just want to say, this guy is useless. That guy is useless. That guy is useless. So you see people like Chelsea fans, for instance. Chelsea fans, process, they no one hear any process.
They know the year process. They are not.
But they
it's not
don't
in their
realize
culture.
that. They don't realize that start and stop, it will hinder consistent success. Because like it's not a mistake that Guardiola in his first season, Conte won the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
He won the league in Guardiola's first season. But Guardiola came fourth, I think. And then since then, he's been building his project, and now how many has he won?
That Conte's win pained me. Do you know why?
Why?
It pained me because it was Arsenal that launched him into that run.
Okay, the 25 win run.
We beat them 4-0 or something like that. And after that game, Conte changed formation to 3-4-3, and that was the end.
3-4-3, yeah.
Hey,
3.
my God.
Costa, Diego Costa.
Shina, we can't cause this
and
problem
Hazard.
like this.
No, Conte is a genius. I
He
always
was
thought,
doing
like,
Hazard, Costa,
Willian.
Then
That thing was
I
devastating.
think, was it not Alonso left wing back?
He
Sha
has
back
scattered
on, no.
the team.
One
Then
dirty
put,
formation that was just causing
Cesc
problems. As
Fabregas.
Piliqueta turned to right centre back, that was
Cesc
undefeated.
Fabregas
Oh my God.
as the base. So basically, in truth, you have to know the process, go through the process. Now, Manchester United have changed plan. And that's why whenever they're asking Ten Hag, he says that we signed young players because we are starting a project. If they wanted to really say, they want to Shannon Wale, they will go and sign Kane. Like from that last season, you would have seen a more mature set of players that you're gathering, and not just that you go and gather. Like now, Arsenal will be looking for actual ready to go because they are in that phase. Liverpool is going to start a new cycle next season of a lot of young players. It's just the way football is. City, they need to do a rejig. They're already doing it. Like you can see Doku, Savio, because the squad is aging and now they have to rebuild again. And that's what will happen. Manchester United are finally woken up and just glad that Ineos has come because that whole give the manager 500 million, then the manager will just pick you, and then we'll win. A lot of times he delivers trophies, but he cannot deliver consistent success because they've not fixed it from the core. And the core is that you don't know what you want to play. You don't know the style. They went from Mourinho to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to ETH. There is no link of play.
Yeah.
There is no consistency. And then you just spend 400 million. Then when I say, you're spending money, I'm like, it's not the money. Money is not our problem. It's just direction. Now we have gotten direction. So it's a matter of time. Don't worry.
For me, the jury's still out, and I still hold my predictions for your my analysis for your transfer window. I mean, I look at the way Xerxes plays, and I like the playmaking, but that's not what you want from your striker. You want a striker that scores goals, but also play makes. Not a striker that play makes, but then hopefully scores goals, right? And Xerxes, once you start hearing a striker saying stuff like, those, that's why I want Gabriel Jesus. I want Jesus out of my. Oh God, Jesus say, how come my number 9 that's earning £265,000 per week? He says goals are not his strength. Oh no, wow.
There are his weaknesses.
I watched the Carabao Cup game, and I'm like, brother, why are you outside the box? How are you supposed to score? Who are they going to cross to? He doesn't get it. He doesn't see. Man. I just thank God that,
But
Harvard saved my life.
There are strikers like that. There are strikers like that. Depends on the system. Like Firmino.
That's not that. Well, I mean,
Firmino.
I don't really. Firmino had the system that allowed him to be that guy. So
yes,
in
so
fact,
it's the system.
In fact, one of the beautiful things about Firmino was that because of the reputation of him being a false 9 and the real threats being Mane and Salah, a lot of times that opened up opportunities for him to actually score goals. Right? Yeah. Because all the attention was on Salah and Mane. And that is still, I can understand that because you're still getting the goals. Right? Mm-hmm. When I look at Manchester United right now, I see an Amad Diallo who is a beautiful player, fantastic player, but doesn't seem like the guy to get on the end of the goals. He seems more like the guy to supply the creator. Goals. Garnacho is hungry. Any chance he gets, he believes in himself. He'll take a shot, whether it's going to the moon or it is going to, or the thing is going to land in Azerbaijan. He just takes the shot, and obviously, out of 20 shots, you maybe score like 1 or 2 worldies and give him the confidence to keep trying more.
Bro.
So Xerxes cannot keep doing 9.5. He cannot come and be doing 9.5 when you're in that kind of setup.
So the truth is they're hoping that it's Rashford and Garnacho, and then Xerxes can do the false 19. And then you can have the Mane Salah type thing. However, the problem is that our own Salah, our Mane is Rashford. Our Salah is young boys. Like, they are not, they're talented. The same thing with this thing about talent. Like, you are talented, but you are not experienced enough to make right decisions consistently. And that's why, like, I struggle with relying on youngsters when they are young. Like Manchester United, they've done this thing so many times. Like Rashford.
Mm-hmm. You're relying on Mourinho now.
You're not meant to rely primarily on a youngster when the youngster is young. The youngster needs to learn from more experienced players so that his own decision making will get better. When Rashford was a lot younger, even though you could see the talent, like he was putting himself on the line, he was playing, but you could see the decision-making problems. But there were not a lot of other players that we signed that were successful enough to teach him. So he was always like the best or second best option. So he has to grow in his own strength. He's not going to learn from somebody else. Like, for instance, he learned a lot from Zlatan when Zlatan came. But Zlatan is not a winger. Zlatan is a 9. He learned from Lukaku. But like, we cannot speak of one winger that came to Manchester United over the past 10 years and was like heads and leg above Rashford in Manchester United. And that affected, and it affects his development. Now, we're doing something similar with Ahmad and Garnacho, where they are, like, they're competing against each other, but in truth, there is nobody that has the experience to guide their profiles, because they're all different profiles. Like, Ahmad is very different from Garnacho. So Ahmad is a tactical option for what you want. Garnacho is a tactical option for what you want, but there is no experience option in either of them. It's just a talented bunch of players, and you cannot build consistently with just talent. You get like, the guy is very talented, because they need experience. So you have to now coach them, and you don't coach players like that at that level. You're not going to sit down with the player and say, okay, see, when you get the ball, you do like this. You get they observe better players and then learn from that. So there's a fracture in that, and that's why I was excited when we were linked to Olise that went to Bayern, because you need somebody that's in that 23, 20, 21. Like, now look at Zexi. Even though he's not totally refined, you can see the type of player he's very clear. He does some things, and I'm very impressed, because like the decision making is very good in what he wants to do. But you look at the younger players in the team, but that they are talented, but they still need somebody to hold their hands and say, okay, do like this, do like that, do like that. That's why you cannot just put an 18-year-old on the pitch and say he's talented enough, don't worry. We know he's a good player. That's not how you build a team for success.
Like some of my Arsenal fans now, they're expecting that while, to an extent, I understand why they feel so, but we have to be very careful. They're expecting that while Odegaard is out, Nwaneri should be starting, and I'm like, well, maybe against Bournemouth, maybe against Southampton, but we're going to play Manchester City, and some people are expecting Nwaneri to start. We're going to play Tottenham in the North London derby, and some people are expecting Nwaneri to start. I'm like, yo, heck no, So, but
how old is Nwaneri?
Nwaneri is 17.
17. Okay. There's a 16-year-old in my own team that the fans are like, this boy is good. He's a next show. He needs to be playing now that our players are out. And I'm like, you want to play a 16-year-old
16
in the Premier League and be starting him in left back? And they're like, no, he's talented enough. If he's old enough, I say no. If he carry injury,
how old is he in Euro?
Euro is 18.
18, okay.
Like 18 is the age when you can now start. You get like Meno came,
also like even
came
for
in.
Physical maturity and stuff, because
so
you need physicality to.
If you see the Hamas boy, the boy is small, very small like this, but the boy can play well. He's a baller, but he's small. Same thing with Ahmad. When Ahmad came, Ahmad was very chonkulum. People say, don't worry, just play him. Even Mata, that was very experienced in like his size and could navigate. We're still very cautious as to in the games where you put him, because they're like, if you put this guy in this game, they can body him off the balls. That's why a lot of small players, they don't really give them a chance unless like the opportunity is glaring. Do you get like, look at Angel Gomez? That's one of the reasons why he didn't make it at Manchester United. Not because he wasn't talented enough, very talented player. If you watch him, he can do things, but just looking at that size, like now you want to play Angel Gomez versus Declan Rice. He's talented, but I won't do it. Do you get?
But then it makes me wonder how people like Bernardo Silva and Santi Cazorla really managed in the Premier League, because they're small guys, but they really, really try. Like they did their stuff and they balled. But anyways,
it's experience. Experience and awareness.
I'm looking forward to,
experience and awareness. Like if you watch Bernardo Silva, he knows he's small, but he knows that he will get the foul. So he knows how he hugs the ball. Even if you watch Cazorla's close control was a madness. Why?
Yeah.
You know what? You look at Messi now. Same thing with Messi. Close control.
True.
Just go and push him. He will fall down and they will blow. So with time, but like you don't see those kind of players break out from 20 in the Premier League. They come to the Premier League around 24, 25. They already mastered, like now, in Gomez 25, he's probably going to look for how to get back to the Premier League. But like you don't see them at 19, 18, making their debut in Premier League. You want to go to Italy, go to Spain, you do maestro somewhere in France, then come here when you know how to give somebody elbow. From one to another, you come here, you're small, you make your debut. Somebody's putting a leg on top of your head. Do you want to? It's not like that, though.
Rightly dividing football.
Rightly dividing football.
Rightly dividing football.